dance is like, you know, a physical form, moving form of visual art. There's no literature, there's no words, it's movement. So people can read it any way they want. It's a feeling, and that's quite powerful. It's a very powerful medium. I see people leave a Bangarra performance and they're like, they would come up and they said, that was just amazing. I can't find the words, what I'm feeling. And I said, don't worry about it. You don't have to find the words, just feel it. And take that with you. And have a clearer and a more warmer understanding of Aboriginal culture, because it is quite complex and diverse, and it is very, very, very old.
Bangarra has a very different vocabulary from my initial training from ballet and tap and jazz, because it does fuse contemporary, like Western contemporary, with traditional Indigenous technique, being Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. And although I had my mother teaching me some Torres Strait dance, I think what I've learnt most, I've expanded on that vocab.
From your knees right through up, and till you're up to this one here.
Right. The name of the piece that been inspired is about the wind, which is an expression which I call it about. It's an expression of these wind and how the character they played, not only they play, but they merge in the Torres Strait, and how they come through in different season times. How I'm going to play this wind, how I'm going to tell this wind through the dancer's body, and you know, how to tell the dancer that you don't become the human, you become the wind.
What always inspired me was I was very fortunate to connect with traditional communities, traditional stories, living traditional language, song and dance, whether it's from an Aboriginal or a Torres Strait perspective. Somehow I was always guided to meet a lot of elders who shared a lot of stories. So the best skill I learned was to shut up and listen. I knew then that those living stories, moving in them into the 21st century, or however that was going to work, needed to have some form of guidance and leadership. So I just literally went for taking that responsibility, and I knew that at 25, and it was because of the elders that I was around who trusted me. I was scared shitless, but I knew that someone had to do it, and if I guided myself with the right people, that vision can start coming alive. We're brothers, we're blood, so it's naturally and organically there how we relate to each other, but he's the driving force. He is, you know, he's the dreamer, the modern day dance dreamer. He's very visual in his storytelling. He reflects issues that relate to us from the past of Aboriginal culture and Torres Strait Island culture, to the present and to the future, I suppose. But he's always there, punching it into us. You know, he gives us, or especially me, the stories, and then I'll go and compose, and I will contribute to the stories.
Oh, every audience is great. I would say that the scariest audiences are when you go back to community, because you know that's where it is birthed from, and they're the people that you want to impress the most. So if you go to New York, you know that you want to do a great show for the overseas audience, but you know it's, yeah, the fear is in me when I go back to the communities, because that's where they're born. They know the story better than you do, and their traditional dancing is just amazing. So you don't want to insult them, and you don't want to disappoint them. You want to be as on it as you can.
It just seems amazing to see them, you know, on stage, on a big stage. You know, we do places like New York and Berlin and England and London, and it is a very proud moment to be with the company in those early beginnings, to see it where it is at now. When I was at high school, I was told that by the teachers, my history teacher, but my culture was dead. That it was, there was no longer for you to to practice this and find out about your history. You know, you have to learn about Captain Cook and the white settlement. And that was drummed into me as a child, and I thought, no way. You know, I stood up in class and I said, well, who are these people running around with spears? I want to know about them. That is my culture, and that should be taught in schools. So Bangarra is an education system through the arts.